Hello and welcome everyone to my first Starcraft 2 guide as Zerg. This video is going to showcase a build order that can be used in every matchup with some slight variations in how it's done in CVC. And yeah, I'm going to show you. You can see the build order here in the top right corner. I will also put it in the description, so if you just want to have a build order to read, that's fine, and then you can just check the description. But you go 13, you instantly make a drone and then you wait, build an overlord and then build another drone. Standard stuff. I usually scout at 14 supply, but then at 17 supply, you when you have 200 minerals, you send down a drone here and build an expansion. And then you're gonna make one more drone, so you back up to 17 supply, and then you're gonna build a gas. After that, we wait till we have 200 minerals, and then we're gonna put down the spawning pool. Instantly, when the extractor is done, we're gonna put 3 drones into the extractor. Yeah, 3, thank God. I thought I just put 2. Anyways, and after this, we're gonna drone up till 19 supply and build an overlord. We do this. Now I'm gonna build an overlord. Wait for it. There we go. And then we're gonna just save our larva. We do this because then when the spawning pool pops, you see here I have basically exactly 100 gas, which means I can instantly build speed. I can also build 2 sets of lings and 1 queen at the beginning. And then the second I have 150, I'm gonna build another queen at my expo. After this, I take out 2, when I have 100 gas optimally, I would take out 2 drones out of gas and send it down to my expo. This to have maximal amount of minerals, obviously, so I can build as many Zerglings as possible and make my economy better. Because in the beginning, now that we have speed, that's all we're gonna use to defend early pressure. So in this game, he went for an expansion, and well, from here on out, the build order is completely open. You're gonna float a little here if you drone and have 2 queens here. You see I'm about 250 now, which means you can build 2 extra queens and then just use them to spread creep, or you can take a really like an early third, like I did in this case. Okay, so this was just a basic example of how it works. As you can see, we have some normal pressure here. If I remember correctly, it's going to get some drones. But anyways, this was the CVP example. And this is just a really... I'll go through a game more really, like, more extensively later in the video. But for this, I just wanted to show, and like, I just wanted to showcase the build order. Now I'm going to go over to a CVC game and show you what alterations I make in the build order. Okay, so here we have a CVC game instead. This is going to be a little bit different because here you can't just mindlessly drone or anything, just based on the fact that this matchup at the current time is very aggressive. Like on GM level, I see some actual, gameplay that is longer than like 5 minutes, but at my level, which is diamond level, that hardly happens. But it's the same opening, it's the... Oh, that's not mine. It's the droning till 17, building a hatchery, and I just gonna mention the fact that I am going to build an extra drone here now, and this is greedy, and you shouldn't do this on a 2-player map, but since this was a 4-player map, I felt safe enough to build that extra drone. So instead, I'm gonna get yeah, I'm going to get 1 extra, and then my spawning pool is going to be a little bit later. I still put 3 in the extractor and all that. And as we all know, in CVC, it's incredibly important to see your opponent, like send your overlords across the map. You want to have, if he's here, as he is now, you want to have like overlord here, and definitely one outside your ramp, so you can always see the early pressure. Anyways, it's the same now. At 100% we get speed, and we get two queens, and we get 4 lings. Okay, but now I see that he's getting a shit ton of Zerglings, which means I'm just gonna like Zergling up. And in this matchup, I usually keep more. I usually just keep 2, but this game I kept 3. But I think that's stress from getting all in. But anyways, I usually keep 2 so I can always get a Baneling nest. As you see here, I'm getting a Baneling nest now. This is because early game in the CVC is mostly Ling Bling. Okay, so my advantage at current time is that he doesn't have an expansion. And my disadvantage is obviously that I do not have speed. And there I basically traded my queen just to alleviate some of the pressure, because I still had more larvae than him just based on the fact that I had hatchery up. And here it's just trying to delay enough so that the banelings don't do any damage. And if I remember correctly, he gets my queen again. But this is fine. The important part here is that we are gonna overwhelm him with time. Even though he now has an hatchery, he doesn't have a queen or anything, and his economy is worse than ours. And here we take a good fight, and now the pressure is almost like completely off. But from here on out, I'm smelling blood, so I actually think I can kill him. So now instead we're gonna turn the pressure on him. I have a shit ton of gas saved up just because of the fact that I did not actually build any banelings myself. So here I go into scout and try to snipe a queen if possible, which is not possible, I see, with so many chasing me. But basically, what I'm trying to say here is that he went 14 pool, I believe, and I could still defend it quite easily. But that I also did it a little bit greedier than I had to, just because it was a 4-player map. And that also took some extra time, because if I remember correctly, he ran up here. So you should definitely, if you want to be safer, skip that extra drone. So you go 17 hatch, as it says up here, 17 hatch, 16 gas, and then 15 spawning pool. And then you only drone up to 18, and then you build an overlord. And this is just because then you're gonna have 3 larvae instead of 2 when the spawning pool pops. So you can have 3 sets of lings instead. And then we're gonna, after we build the speed, we're gonna have 2 left in gas, just so we can build banelings. Okay, so now I'm thinking I'm gonna show a CVP game where I actually show the whole game. So if you want to see how you can get out of this build, like what you can do after it, and how it goes. Okay, this time I'm gonna go a bit faster through the game, because now I've explained the basics of the build order, and the build order you can see up here. So we're just gonna go through the game a little bit faster. So here I'm lucky, obviously, because my overlord scouts him first, which means even though I drone scouted, it didn't make that much of a difference, but it's always nice to have a overlord nice and snugly up in their base. But he takes an early expo, so it's not like proxy 2 gate or anything, which is always nice. I do the same build order again, as I have showed. And well, yeah, basically it's just exactly as I showed previously. I take all out of gas here. I usually don't do that, but I saw the early third, so it's like full on droning. So when I see that he took this early third, I obviously just go into drone mode and take a really early third. This is because I know he can't put up that much pressure with how much he invested that early. He's not gonna have like a lot of infrastructure or anything, but he's gonna have these 2 annoying archons. So I am going to have to build 8 lings. I build there. So some lings are going to be needed, but we do have the infrastructure to do that. I built 1 extra queen for spreading creep, which is obviously always going to help me defend. And here I am able to catch him out of position when he retreats. So now I just go up and try to scout a bit, and I see that his army is like nothing, and he used 2 ridiculously OP cannons on me. Now I accidentally sent these across the map. They have to scurry away, but they survive, so it's fine. Okay, now I have 16 here, I have 15, and I have 12. So I'm basically fully saturated on free base. So now I decide to go for +1/+1 and start pumping roaches. Like now I'm going to go full on roach. And I'm going to wait for my 1/1 and for my roach speed. Meanwhile, while this is happening, I'm obviously building my creep spread. Okay, so now he took a third base. I haven't seen this yet. Oh wait, have I? I'm just gonna check. No, I haven't seen his third yet. But this is now he's gonna push. But this is a little bit too late for him because right now my +1/+1 is finishing and my speed is coming. So like this is my timing, but he's pushing in on me during my timing. Okay, so he goes up to my base because like that's always good as a Protoss. But I built Ravagers. Ravager's ability cancels force fields, which means that even when he force fields, I can actually just kill the force fields and still have my army come up. And as I previously said, this was my timing, so this is basically when my army is strongest. So now I just try to push up as far up in his face as possible and just use the Ravager ability on cooldown. And as you can see, I can quite comfortably kill his army here. Let's find a Stalker. As you can see, it doesn't have any upgrades. I have +1/+1. I have a 3 fully saturated bases, and from here on out, it's just a question of larva injecting correctly and just bringing roaches across the map. And from here on out, I win. So that is one way to play versus Protoss, at least, and that's the way I usually play. Like, it's very effective now, especially against Protoss, because Zerg versus Protoss is a good matchup at the moment for us, the Zergs. And the Ravager ability, I got a Corrosive Bile, it works versus air too, which makes it we can actually defend against air even if we don't have Hydras or Mutas, and we can get +1/+1 to really easily kill any ground army. So it's all gonna come down to if you want to do this attack, try to get 1 macro hatch, 3 fully saturated bases, 2 with gas, and then just go +1/+1. And then go for the face with some Ravagers too. Never forget the Ravagers, they're real good. Yeah, that's basically the basic build order. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I hope this helped you out. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.